here with Lou.
Yay! Nice to meet you guys.
Yes. So, as you know, today's topic of the video is how to start your business in Korea or don't. Okay, so we will see. So, Lou, can we have an introduction of you? Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. My name is Lou. I'm a business owner in Korea, and I have a mobile application for foreigner in Korea.
Oh, that's so cool. So, what is the name of your mobile application, if you don't mind me asking?
It's called Nestia.
Nestia, great. So, okay, let me look at the questions.
Don't worry, take your time.
So, the question is, we want to start with the difficult parts, okay? Because of course, opening a business in Korea is not as easy as it sounds. So we want to know, what are your experiences? Like, tell us two things that were happening to you that maybe you were not expecting them to happen, or you didn't think that would be that difficult, but it happened for you when you wanted to start your business in Korea.
So I will say first things, it's when you open a business in Korea, you have to think about the fact that with our visa, we can't work at the same time we're opening a company here. So that's mean you need to have a lot of savings before opening your company in Korea, plus put money, of course, in your company. So that will be one thing I want to advise people, because if you don't think about that, you can be really surprised about the cost of life and the cost to open a business, both of them.
Oh, I see. So we're not allowed to work part-time while we're preparing for our startup visa and like opening a business in Korea.
No, you can't.
Oh.
So that's why I want to warn people about that. And
the second one, yeah.
The second one will be, of course, everything about the tax. Because when you have a business, even if you make no money, when it's incorporate, you have tax to deal with. Every 2 months, 3 months, 4 months in Korea. And you need to find the good person to deal with. Someone who speaks English so you can understand what you're doing, of course. And at the same time, like, respect all the delays. So because it can be a really big issue later if you don't respect the delay for tax.
I see. So even if you don't have any like stream income, like any income streams, you still need to actually like submit your tax and pay tax.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a really unique one. I didn't know that.
You need to hire an accountant and everything. So you need to find the good contacts too. That's really important.
Oh, I see. They're actually like two things that I could never ever think of. So thank you so much for sharing your great experiences with us.
My pleasure.
We all know that if you want to start a business in Korea, we need to have D8, like especially the technology-based startups in Korea. We need D8-4. Yes, thank you. We need D8-4 visa, and before that, we need to have D10-2 visa.
Exactly.
So can we tell us a little bit about the visas? Like, is it like smooth? Can it happen easily? And can we get the visas easily? Or the paperwork or the extra documents they ask was crazy? How did it go for you?
So you start with the D10-2 visa, but even before applying for D10-2 visa, you need to have Oasis class, to be honest.
Oasis class.
The Oasis program in Korea is to have foreigner building a company, but it has to be techno-based, as you said. So if it's not techno-based, they could say no to join the class and have the first certificate to apply for the D10-2 visa. That's the most important thing, in my opinion.
So to add extra info to what you said, so there is a program called Oasis that is held by the Korean government. Is that right?
Exactly.
So you need to actually participate in those classes to get your D10-2, like the first visa for startup to get ready. Okay, so who can apply for that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can apply as a tourist for this class, as a student, as a working holiday visa. It doesn't matter, but you have to be in Korea to do that. You can't do the class online, for example. And with time, there is more and more people applying, and they will ask you for your business model. So if you don't have any idea of a business here, they won't let you go in.
So we need to have our business idea in mind already and at least be in the ideation process and ideation level to apply for the Oasis program.
So you're not sure you're gonna be accepted for the class, and you need to take in account the calendar of the Oasis program, because you need to start with Oasis 4 But there is way more class you need to follow to have enough points to change your visa after to open a company, like the D84. So you start with the Oasis 4, you apply for the D102, and at the same time, you need to follow the other class. For example, Oasis 5 is mentoring. So we have a mentor who say if your ID is good enough for Korean market, will help you like concentrate on your ID more with another view, let's say that. And if he say, for example, he say no to your ID, you won't have the points for the Oasis program. So you need to make sure your ID is good for Korean market.
Oh, great. That's a really important point. So you need to actually research and be fully ready when you want to actually even like participate in OISIS classes in order to get D102 visa. So another question the viewers might have is that, okay, I now participated in OISIS classes in any types of visa. As you said, you can do it on a tourist visa, student visa, or any other visas. So after doing that, when is the time that they can apply for D102? Are there any specific points needed to do that? Or if you just had even just one class, like completed one OISIS class, you can apply?
With one class, you can apply. They're gonna explain everything in Oasis 4, to be honest. But you take one class and you need to apply in the Korean immigration. You don't have to go back to your country to apply for the D102 visa. That would be a really important point to mention.
That's really a relieving part. I don't think anybody really likes going back home and coming back again.
Yeah, it costs money,
visas.
right?
Yeah, of course. Not even money. That's a lot of energy. And then you don't even know if the visa is going to be like guaranteed if you go home and things like that. So I see. That's great. Actually, we have a good point here. So you don't really need to like finish specific points of OISIS class to apply for D102. How about D84? I know that there are specific points you need to get to apply for that one and start your business officially. So can you tell us about that as well?
Yeah, to get the D84, after, for example, 1 year, you need to incorporate your business. You will get points for that too. And at the same time, you need to apply for a patent most of the time, like a technical patent. And with the incorporation and the patent, and if you have enough OASIS points, then at this moment you can just apply for the D84. But you have to have these three criteria in mind: the patent, the incorporation, and then
I've heard it's like 60 points of OISIS class.
Exactly.
Is that right?
It's exactly 60 points, and every class has a different point
system.
Point system, yes.
I see. So it's not just the OISIS class points. You need to have your patent, you need to have your business registration, and what else did you say? So OISIS classes, patent, business registered,
and these three points is really important.
So these three, okay.
And of course your project has to be done too,
because
another,
you need to do the work, girl.
Another advice will be don't start the D84 visa if you're not ready to make money. Because to renew your D84 visa, you will need money. At least 15 million, I would say. 10 million, 15 million a year, Korean one. And then
something around
you can renew your visa.
$15,000, something like that. A little less, like 14, 13,
a bit
depending
less.
on the dollar, exchange rate.
Exactly. So
I see.
If you're not ready to make money, don't change your visa. But at the same time, I know it's difficult because you can't make money in Korea because of the law and everything. So you need to find the good timing. You have to come here really well prepared. And when your project is ready, you have enough points, you incorporate your company, then go for the D84.
Okay, so a question viewers might have is that we cannot work in Korea and we cannot do part-times while we're preparing and like we want to open our business. So the point is, can they do some online or freelance work in their back home or home country? What do you think about that? And what does immigration thinks about that?
You can't do work even if you receive money from another country, you can't work.
You can't.
You can't. That's immigration. What immigration gonna tell you about that?
Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So that's really tough, guys. We need to be fully prepared if you want to apply for like D102 and then get ready to open your business in Korea. That's a really good point. Thank you, Lou,
and
for mentioning.
There is something I want to add though. As you know, the Korean government tried to have more foreigners coming here, so there is more and more competition to get the government funds. It's not easy to win. I already did some video about that. But
government funds. Okay, we want to talk about that now. That's the most important part. Because sorry to interrupt you. Because I know when you open a startup in Korea, especially if you're a foreigner and you're not allowed to work and like earn money. So the most important thing is the government funds to start and like, you know, keep going on your business. So tell us about that. That's the most important part. I even forgot about that.
So from my experience, don't bet on that money. Just don't bet on that money. There is a lot of competition, and there is way they want your like business plan to be like the Korean way, because all of the judges are Korean. So you need to adapt to the Korean market. It's not easy to have a lot of and more competition. So don't bet on that money, but they exist, and you can apply and you can get into depend on how they like your idea, if it's technological enough, if they are like more than a MVP. There is a lot of different points, but don't forget to apply to this competition too. Don't bet on them, but you have to apply. That will be my...
That's a good point. So we cannot rely on them. We cannot we cannot say, okay, I got government funds, let's go do it. And then, I didn't get accepted for any. So that might happen. Okay. Because I'm also trying to like open my business in Korea. And I actually thought that I can just rely on that. Like I was like, there's so many of my friends, they say, I don't use my own money in my company, but I use government's money. I was like, girl, that's great. So the reality is it's not really easy.
No, the reality is different, but I wish we could, but we can't do that.
Yeah, right? So of course, there's high competition in doing that. So I say thank you so much. That is also another great tip. I'm learning a lot today, Lou.
I'm glad. I hope you're going to open your
happy
business.
I'm here. I hope the viewers also have the same idea, because she's really mentioning really important things. So how about the banking process? Like, I know you need to open another bank account because you want to start your business in Korea, but also the banking might be a little difficult to many foreigners, not only just because of the language barriers, but also because people are not sure how the banking works in Korea. So how was it for you? And then were there any difficulties doing that, and how did you solve it?
For me, it was a bit like a specific way, because to be honest, I won one of the Oasis program competition. So that time they helped me a lot. So they helped me, like they get me in contact with a lawyer. I did the incorporation with him for my company, and then they helped us going to the bank and open the bank account for my company too. So I would say if you want to do that, you need to find a good contacts. Maybe ask Oasis, as there is like the Global Soul Startup Hub too. You can ask them contact for lower. So you need to have someone you trust who has a good English to do these kind of things. Like all the banking, the incorporation, the patent, and of course the tax and the law. You need to have these kind of people around you. Of course, it costs money. So
you need to pay for the time.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I told you to come prepared.
I see.
Yeah, that was my way.
So you got somebody on your side to help you out.
I have somebody on my side to help me out. Like I use a company called Visa Bridge, and it's really like the person I trust. Every time I need to do my taxes, I'm like, oh, Tom, when should I do my taxes? Please help me. And he's like, oh, Lou, we need to do it now. Come to see me now. Like, okay. So I have someone who think about that for me, so I don't need to focus on that. And that's a big relief. You need this kind of person.
You can focus on your business instead.
Yeah.
I see. Because the documentation and paperwork and like banking and things like that. Oh my God, that's not easy for a foreigner. I actually I know a lot of my friends. They are even like the maximum level of Korean. They're topic level 6. But when it comes to documentation and paperwork, they're also suffering as me. Same as me. So it's not about the language actually all the time. Because even documentation in your mother tongue is not easy. And imagine having that for a business in Korean.
I agree. Like the reglementation is different in every country. So we can't handle everything. So that's why you need to have someone to do it for you.
I see. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, but Lou, thank you so much for your great tips. They actually helped me personally so much. So I hope our viewers also have enjoyed it.
My pleasure.
The thing is, the last question I want to ask. So would you honestly recommend it to anyone, any foreigner, to open their business in Korea, any foreign founders, do you tell them to start their business in Korea and why? And are there any like specific advices you want to give them?
I not sure if I recommend to open a business in Korea because it's so difficult. For all the points I said before, the paperwork, having a good idea that makes money that you can live on and have enough money to renew your visa, and before have enough money to survive in Korea when you're doing like your project, it's not easy. I have to be honest about that. So it's a really exciting journey, but at the same time, all entrepreneurs here, we are afraid of everything. Like, is the immigration gonna cancel my visa? Is everything gonna be fine? Is like the users gonna like my project? There is a lot of things to consider, but it's not specific to Korea when you open a business in your country. That's the same problematics too. So I will recommend if you want to start like an entrepreneur journey and you're ready for, you think about it. You think a lot about it before, and then at that time you still like, okay, I want to have my own company. Korea is not a bad place to start because there is fundings and you can go for investment in some way if you want. So, okay, you can do it too. So, think if you want a company or not is more the more important problem. And then after, if you're really interested, you can try to do it in Korea.
Okay, so should I say, don't open a business in Korea? Or I should be like, open a business in Korea? Which one would you say?
Oh my God, I don't know. It's not an easy question.
Okay, no pressure. That is really something really personal, everybody. You need to, of course, search about it yourself and do your research and be fully prepared and mindful about what you're doing. But she said that Korea also has a lot of fundings, a lot of investment they can do, and then there are so many good opportunities.
Yes.
So that can be a good choice, but that's a personal thing. Make your decision yourself and research. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
It was really great to have you here and sharing your experience with us. It means a lot, and I really learned a lot myself. Thank you so much.
I hope it helped you guys.
See you in the next episode. Bye.